How are you? Hello? Uh, Still connecting.
Hello. Good
Hi, Lloyd.
evening, Jerson.
Yes,
Good evening.
good evening. How are you?
Doing good. What about you?
Good, good, thanks. Can you hear me all right?
A little bit. Um, Maybe because of the signal.
Ah, all right. Okay. I'll see if I can make,
Can you
uh,
increase your volume?
yeah, I'll try here. Just go to the settings here. Microphone. Uh, yeah, it's in the maximum.
It's
Yeah,
already in maximum.
yeah, already maximum. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I need to use
Headset?
headphones headset.
Yeah, yeah. Are you driving
Actually, I'm
or
in
not?
the factory right now.
Ah, you're in the factory. All right. Is it a good time? Do you prefer a different time or not?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm about to go home, but it's okay.
All right. What time is now there? Uh,
Here it's 5:13 p.m.
2 hours behind. Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah. What about, well, maybe it's connecting still. Yeah.
Mhm. Hello, hello.
Hello. Can you hear me
Now
better?
yeah, yeah, it's better.
All right.
Right
Okay, good.
here.
All right. So how's everything in Philippines?
Right now it's okay. We are now experiencing summer climate here.
Yeah. Lots of rain.
Um, Before there's a lot of rain, but right now it's bit sunny.
All right. Okay. Lloyd, this session is being recorded, so you can watch the replay later on if you want to. So you don't need to take
Okay.
notes. So it's going to be easier then. Yeah.
Uh, it is not posted in the public.
No, 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 no.
Okay, okay.
It's just for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
yeah, what I'll do, I'll just share the screen. Career episode number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. All right. And I notice here that you put that you pass in the Philippine mechanical engineering license. So,
Oh, yes.
but you will be applying under what occupation? Are you, I'm assuming, production engineer or mechanical engineer?
I'm trying to apply mechanical engineering engineer occupation.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, because for the mechanical engineer, it's a bit tricky because the mechanical engineer, they need to be, the experiences, they need to have really strong examples of design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the difference between the mechanical engineer and the production engineer and the industrial engineer. The
Mm-hmm.
mechanical engineer is very strong in design components, designing parts, designing machines.
Mm-hmm.
The production engineer, they coordinate and oversee the design. They don't design, but they coordinate the design process and they plan
Mm-hmm.
for improvements of
Mm-hmm.
plants and machines and equipments and factories. Um, so this first career episode, we can go through paragraph by paragraph. So when you watch the replay, you can see what's good and what's not good.
Mm-mm.
All right. So your career episode number 1 is the mold die design improvement to reduce short mold and plastic burr quality rejects.
Mm-mm.
All right. So paragraph number 1 is all right because you talk about when the career episode took place and the location as well. So that's okay. And when did you graduate again?
It was 2010.
2010. Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Okay. And then paragraph number 2, it was your first job after you graduated in September
Mm.
2010. You assigned as collector parts manufacturing department, which produces plastic injection. Yeah, that's good.
Mm.
Paragraph number 3, as a production engineer, perform production planning based on order forecast, analyze quality issues. So this could be a little bit of an issue there, especially because if you're going to apply for mechanical engineer, and when you say that you've been employed as a production engineer, they
Mm.
already see Engineers Australia may see some discrepancy there, and we'll see later on that the description of your examples of your example here is really more towards the production engineer. So
Mm.
paragraph number 3, and obviously if you were employed as a production engineer at the time, that's what you've been employed under. So that's part of the introduction. And then in the background, paragraph number 4, as a production engineer, reported directly. Yeah, it's important to put in the past all the verbs. So I reported, you know,
Mm.
why is not, it's not editing. Yeah, well, you should say I reported directly to the section manager on the most critical job responsibilities. Then I handle was to plan production shipment schedules. Um, yeah, the verbs are all right. You put in the first person. Yeah, the only thing is that you're describing in your background the activities of a production engineer. So it reinforces paragraph number 3 that obviously you were employed as a production engineer.
Mm.
Um, Based on the line capacity, I have made production schedules and relayed into the line supervisor for execution. Paragraph number 5, I facilitated daily monitoring of output and ensure that issues encountered are addressed promptly. I perform. Yeah, so in terms of the background, you are doing the right thing. You are describing, giving the background of your experience, your main functions. One thing that is missing here, probably after paragraph number 4, you should have the organizational chart similar to what you put in the other 2 career episodes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, somewhere between the 4 and 5, have your
Mm.
organizational chart in there.
Mm.
Paragraph number 6, moreover, one of my critical responsibilities was to ensure optimum condition of machines during actual operation time. Use injection machines from top Japanese brands, namely, etc. Manufacture, yeah. So still your main functions in your job.
Mm.
And those main functions, because if you're going to apply for a mechanical engineer, the main functions they should include, they should have something related to the design, the implementation of that, of the maintenance of factories. Uh, I'll show you here exactly. The mechanical engineer plans, designs, organizes, and oversees the assembly, erection, operation, and maintenance of mechanical and process plants and installations. So we just need to be careful that when you use the experience needs to be related to the definition. Paragraph number 7, to ensure tip-top and long-term good condition of the injection machines and ensure that religious execution of scheduled preventive maintenance was performed. Yeah, that is a little bit aligned to the mechanical engineer when you're doing implementation of preventive maintenance. Prepare the preventive maintenance schedule based on the machine's short and runtime condition. Yeah, it's paragraph number 7 is actually good. I also updated the monthly customer's order plan and result and made recovery plan as necessary to cope with shipment delays or shortage. Furthermore, I made the monthly waste disposal report and made improvement plans to reduce the scrap disposal amount every month. So this one, you're going back to production engineering, obviously, because you were the production engineer there. One thing it is probably missing here in the background is the objective of your experience, because you name your experience at the mold die design improvement to reduce short mold and plastic burr quality rejects. So in the background, somewhere here you need to put what was the objective of your experience. So the objective of your experience was to reduce the wastage and the plastic burr and those sort of things from that particular process there.
Yeah, maybe I included it in the personal engineering activity.
Yeah. So probably in the background, would just include the organizational chart in there. And then your personal engineering activity, paragraph number 9. To achieve our section's delivery targets, I need to eradicate any operational issue that cause our production output to decrease, particular quality issues that cause low yield and worse, potentially cause customer complaints. When they flow out, the top 2 quality issues of mold injection occurred, the short mold and burr. Yeah, so that's good because you're describing what the problem is. In here, instead of saying the top 2 quality issues, I would be direct in saying that the top 2 engineering problems that I faced and resolved were the occurrence of short mold and burr. So try to link to the engineering problem. So when you describe engineering problem, instead of saying perhaps the top 2 quality issues, you should say the top 2 engineering problems that I faced was quality issues with the mold injections where the occurrence of short mold and burr. So always try to link to engineering problems, because the aim is to have engineering problems, the engineering options that you adopted, and then the engineering solution and what was the outcome.
Okay.
So these rejections occurred mostly on the central part of the SD card insert housing. That's all right. These quality issues contribute to almost 45% of our waste disposal, which was significantly high and contribute to millions of loss. Millions of what? Millions of dollars, millions of
Okay.
parts,
It's in
millions
pesos.
of kilos of plastic, millions of hours or minutes. So yeah, just need to hear, just describe there. As a primary in charge of the section, I gather historical data. Yeah, check sheets, spread the charts and control charts, and conducted process mapping, etc. I apply the quality to Ishikawa diagram, fishbone to identify potential causes, try to find them under the 4Ms. Yeah. If you have, for example, diagrams of the Pareto or even the fishbone or Ishikawa diagram, screenshots of the check sheets or spreadsheet that you use, it's always good to include as engineering evidence, because if you don't have, like you had in the other two career episodes, you had some AutoCAD drawings, you had some diagrams and tables.
Mm.
If you don't have those ones, Engineers Australia will probably going to ask you to include those engineering evidences there.
Mm.
So yeah, when you mention those things, obviously, if you have, good. If you don't, then well, then you don't. Yeah, you're not going to get from anywhere else because you can be in trouble. Yeah, one thing that in the beginning is important to say as well. You probably said a little bit later on, but it's important to say, mention some of the standards that you're using here. Was it technical specifications, or was it the machine manufacturer manual? Just to see um, if you were following some sort of a guide, if you were following some sort of a manual as well. It's important to
Mm.
put in the beginning. Then paragraph number 10, I started the investigation by first evaluating the design of the mold and die, discovered that there were gaps in the die that potentially cause overflow of resin material, which resulted in burr, excess plastic protruding parts. Burr is a critical reject because the protruding part in the insert has a material preventing insertion of SD card. Yeah. Yeah. So paragraph number 10 is probably okay. Paragraph 11, also upon further investigation, I found out that the ejector pin in the mold die blocked the flow of the resin material, which caused inadequate molding, or what we call a short mold condition. Short mold condition is both cosmetic and functional kind of reject because it makes the insert housing brittle and prone to damage during insertion of SD card to the slot. You don't have any photo that you took about these issues there, both the burr or the short mode, because if you do have some photos that you took at the time, it's important to include in here, so kind of the assessor can see. And a picture talks more than 1,000 words, so
Mm.
it's important as an evidence as well.
Mm.
Paragraph number 12. To address the aforementioned issue on short mold and burr, review various plastic injection molding handbooks and manuals. Yeah, to study injection molding properties and parameters that may have attributed to the quality problems we had at hand. I also studied very chemical and physical properties of the plastic resin, which is good when you. It's good when you analyze properties.
Mm.
I also reviewed the product drawings and mold and die design drawings to search for potential correlation between. You don't have, if you have those design drawings, would be certainly good to put some sort of a screenshot in here as well,
Mm.
if you do. Because you got to remember that pictures, photos, diagrams, tables, screenshots of your spreadsheet, they all engineering evidences demonstrating that you actually did that as well.
Mm.
The review has proven to be very helpful, and it led me to the idea of proposing a revision on the design of the mold and die. I made a simulation to minimize the gap between the stationary and movable mold die by at least 0.5 mil to ensure the overflow of resin is eliminated. In the case of ejector pin related issue, I propose a revision on the position of ejector pins such that you no longer block the flow of resin. So yeah, the paragraph is probably good because you are here, you're trying to link more to the mechanical engineering because we can see that you've done some analysis of the current design, and you're also having some idea of what would be a new design. The only
Mm.
thing is that I don't know, obviously, because I haven't done this one before, but is there any calculation or any software, design software that you guys use when you do this analysis, or it's just based on probably a table or.
We are using AutoCAD simulation for designing.
All right.
SolidWorks and SolidWorks.
Yeah, it's important to mention that here. So when you do that
Mm,
analysis, if you're using softwares like SolidWorks and so on, it's
mm,
important to actually put the name of the software, especially because there is that competency that talks about the tools and techniques that you used. So you can refer that this paragraph in that particular competency. And also when you used SolidWorks, if you have some sort of a screenshot of that particular software when you did that, or
mm,
if it is in a hard drive or something, you can take a screenshot. It's important to put as evidences.
mm,
My knowledge in engineering drawing interpretation skills in SolidWorks software, yeah, enabled me to make drawing simulations that help me to propose design revision, recommendation for parts in mold and die. And it allow, yeah, this is where you probably, if you have a screenshot, would be really good to be here.
mm. Okay.
Yeah. I presented my proposed design revisions to the mold engineering team for further validation of potential impact of change to quality and machine running condition. Here, before you presented the proposed design, because you got to think that you did an analysis and then
Mm,
you jumped straight that you presented the proposed design. So in between, you probably, if you did, probably you did, because if you presented your proposed design revisions, you
mm,
probably elaborated a report. You probably had some meetings in between your
mm,
analysis and the presentation of your findings. So, especially because your career episodes got 1,528 words, you still have some room to include more paragraphs if you want to.
mm,
As you probably heard during the classes, I certainly encourage you guys to write close to the maximum number of words, so you can include those details in terms of, in this particular case, that you elaborated a technical report, or even you elaborated a report, you put together a PowerPoint presentation maybe,
mm,
if you did that when you presented your proposed design, or if you put together the drawings and your calculations and presented to the mold engineering team. So those sort of details, it's important for you to include as well.
mm. Okay.
For further validation of potential impact of change to quality and machine running condition. Fortunately, the mold engineering team has confirmed through their own simulations that the revision will have no negative impact. Yeah, that's good. My proposed drawing revisions were submitted to Japanese designers in headquarters for approval. So, yeah, when you say my proposed drawing revisions, uh, most certainly, Engineers Australia may ask you to attach a screenshot of that proposed drawing. I don't know if you still have it or not. If you don't, yeah, then obviously you can't attach those screenshots. But if you do, it's important as part of your engineering evidences.
Mm,
After getting the approval, the mode die part engineering drawing was officially revised and submitted to our document controller for proper registration and document control, which is good because you have that the document control competency there. I then initiated the job order request in our in-house precision tooling department for the fabrication of the mold and die parts with revised specifications. And after 2 weeks, the new mold and die parts were delivered. I immediately conducted a test to run to confirm the effectiveness of the proposed solution to short mold and burr. So this one, when you do you conduct a test to confirm effectiveness, you can add that you are confirming that the uh, the mold and those parts were according to the approved design. So always
Mm,
try to link with the design as well, because it gives
mm,
you that professional characteristic that you just not design, but then you test and you compare with the original design to make sure that it was all according to what you've designed as well. I
mm,
conducted a test run for 2 days, which fortunately yielded desirable results. So when you say desirable results, because when you said, you say in the front here, because I think in the beginning you said it was about 45% of waste disposal.
mm,
And you've reduced 92%. So it probably, your desirable result was probably what, about 10% disposal, waste, maybe?
mm.
Yeah.
In yeah, in 45%.
Yeah, from
Uh,
45% to whatever, if you reduce
mm,
92%, so you just got 8%, you probably ended up with probably 12% or so. Yeah.
mm,
A month after the implementation improvement, short-wand and burr rejections have been reduced by 89% and 92% respectively. Um, for example, here's a good opportunity. If in the beginning, when you're saying the issue about the short mode and burr, if you had pictures of the defective parts,
mm,
and then you could compare kind of a before and after. These were the defective ones, and these were the good ones.
mm,
Obviously, it helps. Only if you have, obviously, the photos. If you don't, yeah, that's fine. So this
mm,
has positively reduced our waste disposal amount for necessary documentation purposes and for future reference. I made a comprehensive terminal report for the improvement. So here we probably don't say terminal report. We say finalization report. So you can probably replace, I made a finalization, a comprehensive finalization report.
hello.
Hi, Lloyd.
I'm sorry, I
No,
got
that's all right.
disconnected.
No, that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So,
So we're
all right,
in
and then, yeah, and
paragraph.
then paragraph 16. My 2 years work experience as a production engineer in Cebu Mitsumi has exposed me to the detailed process of high volume production of injection molded engineered plastic and has given me a first-hand experience of producing complex designs of molded plastic parts. I gain a deep understanding of the critically of the mold design and material, the parts desirable shape, and the specification of the molding machine. I was exposed to the two main methods of making molds, which are through electrical discharge machining, etc. Besides technology skills, again, I was also significantly exposed to basic supervisory functions in the early stage of my professional career because of my work assignment. I have learned how to lead people and manage important company resources. Yeah, the summary is okay, Lloyd. So one thing that probably, because towards your personal engineering activity, it kind of leads more to the mechanical engineering. So what you probably need to change a little bit is that in the background, because in the background you're focusing a lot as a production engineer. It doesn't really say much here about your design, your review and analysis of in your design activities. So you may need to just include, because you've done a little bit, you describe it a little bit later on. So perhaps in the background, you need to describe more about your design activities that you did. So it relates more to the mechanical engineer occupation, because the way that it's written, the assessor can start having the understanding that it's more like a production engineer experience. And also one thing that when you say here that you did the design review, I couldn't really see much here about safety. It's important to include some safety aspects in the career episode. Safety in design and how you considered safety, not just in the design, but maybe during when you were doing the testing. Pretty sure that here when you say that you started to do the job order to request to in-house precision tooling, maybe you suggested for them to follow the safety procedures. I'm not sure what you did in there. Probably because you said that the short mode and burr rejections were reduced by 89% and 92%. This to me says that environmentally speaking, you managed to reduce waste disposal as well. And this has possibly reduced our waste disposal amount. You just need probably to add to call for the environmental improvement. So this has positively reduced our waste disposal amount as part of the company environmental improvement objectives or something like that. Just to link to an environmental linking directly to an environmental benefit as well. Yeah. So other than that, if you add few things in the background to link more to the mechanical engineering experience, and then if you have those photos, pictures, diagrams, tables, screenshots, and if you can include in your career episode, if you can send me again, I can have another look and we can have another chat as well.
Is it okay? Is it for free?
Yeah, it's mixing a little bit between the production engineer and the mechanical engineer. That's my only concern. Because even though you said that you use SolidWorks, but it needs to, in my opinion, needs to have a little bit more design components in there. So I don't know how you did that, but how you did your analysis, if there were some parameters, but it needs a little bit more numeric, I think, numeric evidences there. Perhaps the software does everything, and you just need to input some information. But even if the software does most of the calculation, but if you had to input some information, perhaps you need to just describe a little bit more about the information that you had to input into the software, so the software could calculate and then you could verify the calculation. Yeah, just because the mechanical engineer is always heavy on calculations and design and analysis. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can have a look in here, once this session here we finish this one, it will convert to a video, and then what I'll do, I'm going to put in my YouTube channel as a private, and then I can send you the link, and then you can watch the replay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, and because it's private, it's just you obviously, if you send the link to somebody else, then they'll be able to watch it. But as long as you don't send the link to other people, it's not even going to appear in my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Domo. And because you've done the other ones, Lloyd, and I've got some time, I think next week. If you want to, we can quickly catch up next week, and then I can go through the other one or two if you want to.
Okay. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Next week I will check my schedule first, and I will just
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me know
shoot
next
you
week.
a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good. Now, thank you very much, Lloyd, and yeah, nice to see you there.
Thank you so much, Gerson.
Yeah, no
Your
worries.
time.
Yeah, and have a good rest of the day.
Yeah, you too.
Okay,
Have a great days to
I
come.
will. Okay then.
Yeah. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Lloyd.
much.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.